MBTA's housing market is at a critical inflection point, a slowdown in new housing units being built, growing inventory, and affordability.
Lots of issues indeed, so let's take a look at what's taking shape right now.
Hey, listen, we're all under pressure right now. It just kind of seems to be the operative term, under pressure. The housing market is under pressure, and the cracks are starting to show. You see, I want to know the cold, hard truth about things, rather than sweet little nice lies. Give me the cold, hard truth. And my friends, that's where we're at in our relationship right now. But don't worry, because there's a light at the end of this tunnel.
First, in March of 2021, the mortgage industry was running at a $4.4 trillion annualized pace. The industry now, well, it's down about 75% from that level and at an annual pace of between $1.2 and $1.4 trillion in 2023.
That's crushing. That's just absolutely soul-wrecking and crushing. I'm sorry, you're going to have to take a pay cut, Mr. Loan Officer. Really? By how much? Well, let's start with 75%, but it might get even worse. Scratch that, it's going to get worse.
Get this. Quote, the top 1.5% of real estate agents last year accounted for 68% of all sales in America. Now that's a shocking number, Hale said. If you go up to the top 2%, you're at about 75%. And if you go to the top 10%, you're north of 90.
That's shocking. I knew the numbers were bad, but that's shocking, even by shocking standards. So yeah, loan officers, you might have it bad, but man, realtors have it out way a lot worse. Remember, we're talking about the cold hard truths today, and we just have to let you know. So back to the point, 1,500 real estate agents do basically 70% of all transactions. The other 1,498,500 realtors, not real estate agents, realtors get the table scraps, the last 30%. In truth, it's actually even worse than that, because the top 2,000 realtors do 75% of all transactions. In many ways, real estate isn't a profession. I gotta say this, I'm sorry. It's a black hole for a lot of you right now. And again, don't shoot the messenger. These are the numbers. The problem is, yikes, we're not done yet.
Well, they appear to be going north. Why? Well, a bunch of reasons. The Fed says so, through their actions and their balance sheet and fund rate, through their words, which target 2% inflation, and their projections, which say that 2% won't happen until 2026.
Take it up with them, not us. But they also say it through their precedents. You see, that's our past. We haven't seen homes this unaffordable since 1981. That was the last time we also saw rampant inflation, and we saw Volcker as the Fed chief raising rates, which led to your mortgage rates in the 18s. That's right. The Fed's following the same path that Volcker did in 1981 right now. And if they stay this route, rates today are going to look relatively low to the direction that they could possibly go.
Now, this point is truly shocking. In the 70s, it took 2.7 times your annual income to buy the average home cash. In the 80s, it took 3.63 times your income. In the 90s and 2000s, it took almost 5 times your average annual income. And in the 2010s to 2020, it took over 5 times that income. Yet in the last 2 years, just 2 years, that number jumped in a way it has never jumped before. Now, it takes a whopping 7.63 times your annual income to buy your average house. This is not sustainable and going in the wrong direction at compounding speeds.
I promise you there's a good message in this show today, but these are all the headlines we're dealing with right now. We're almost done. Foreign investment is at an all-time low. Yeah, even that. Why? Because they see what we see over here. Homes too much, borrowing too rich, but they also see a correction on the horizons. You see, if institutionalized foreign investors believe the United States housing market is a good bet, the price of acquisition wouldn't matter because money doesn't matter to the deepest of foreign pockets. They're not investing in our market right now because they see a correction in our future. But guys, this turns out to be good news for the housing market and good news for our profession.
And let's hope the sentiment of foreign investors is accurate, because a bad return for investors means lower prices, which is the byproduct of more inventory, which encourages more buying, which will come from added listings and construction. And all of this regulates the heartbeat of housing and brings a pulse back to our industry and market.
You know, and here's something that I don't really see anybody talking about right now. Damn it, they should, because this is absolutely huge. It's a giant, beautiful black swan that nobody can predict. The best part? As housing goes, so does the rest of the economy. And we made such a mess out of housing that it will now have to be addressed with results rather than politicking with policies. Especially, guys, especially during our election year. We will see a mad dash full court press from our elected criminals to make good with housing, to make good on the economy, in order to ensure their political survival this upcoming November. And if you think I'm wrong, I ask you this one question. When was the last time you saw a cockroach willingly jump into the deep fryer? The answer is never. It ain't gonna do it, and our politicians won't commit political suicide either, just like the aptly poked cockroaches. I hope this helps. Better days ahead, my friends. Artificial intelligence and you, the loan officer, what does it have in common? A little today, a lot tomorrow. Tammy and Carl White from the Marketing Animals, they put together a book, a download free of charge for you to have right now. Check it out and see what the future holds for you, or just go to ChatGPT and say, I'm a loan officer, what should I do? I'll bet you Carl's got a better answer. Check it out. Click this banner right over there, and you'll learn.